my village. It's your Coach Mo. I'm live today. As promised, I said I was going to do a live Q&A. Hope you guys can join me. If you can't, you can still catch the replay, and also you can send me some questions for the next live Q&A. I'll be doing another one in 2 weeks. So this week's live Q&A is all going to be based on business questions. And next time when I do it, it's going to be all on parenting questions. So these are just the top common questions that people ask me on a weekly or daily basis. So I just want to come to you live. I chose 5. If we have time and you guys are engaging, I can take more questions. But definitely send me some questions that you guys have so that I can answer them live. But that's pretty much it. While I'm coming live, I'm just sharing this with a few people, tagging a few people. So give me just one moment while I get this shared out on my other page, or pages, I should say. But I hope you guys are doing good. I know it's Saturday. I didn't know what time to go live today. I was like, I don't usually do Saturdays. So, hey, thanks for joining. You're a new face. I never seen you before on my live. But thank you for joining. Definitely like, share. It's going to be a live Q&A based on all the business questions that I get from people daily. I get a lot of questions. People are always in my inbox like, hey, coach, quick question. So I took this from that list of questions that I normally get all the time. 1 second. I'm almost done sharing. Give me just a moment, and I'm going to introduce myself for those who are new. Facebook, again, is not letting me share to my business page, but that's okay. We're going to keep it pushing. So for those of you who are new to my page, I am Monique. I go by Coach Mo. I am a family, parenting, and business coach. So I help parents co-parent with success to be able to coexist in their child's life, as well as help female entrepreneurs identify their ideal client so that they are able to create products, content, and services to gain income in their business. So today is my first time. We're going to try this out and see how it goes. Hopefully it's not an hour-long live like Tuesday was. It was an hour and 16 minutes. But I'm giving you guys the time to be able to ask me questions, and I answer your questions live. These are some of the things I do on my 15-minute free session that I've been offering the last 2-3 weeks, where they send me the question. I have a 15-minute discussion with them answering those specific questions. So if you have questions, please put them in a comment and I will address them. But I'm going to start with 5 of the questions that I have that's most common. The first question is, hopefully you got pen and paper. I forgot to put that in the comments. But the first question is, what is a niche? A lot of people get confused on when people say, what's your niche? Who do you serve? So a niche is a specific area of focus in a business. So, for example, I'm a life coach. A life coach can be any type of coach. So my niche is parenting and business coach. So I basically shrink down what area of life coaching I'm going to focus on, and that's going to be parenting and business. So you usually identify your niche when you know the needs and wants of people. So I know there was a need of parenting coaches because you don't hear too often about parenting coaches. So it's basically just identifying your niche when you know the needs and wants of a client that are not being addressed by competitors. So it's what makes you stand out in that market, because there's a ton of different type of life coaches, but too often you don't hear a parent coach. So basically that's why I decided to be a parent coach. I did do my research when I first became a coach almost 2 years ago. And I'm like, well, what type of coach do I want to be? In the beginning, I was a general life coach, and I would just answer questions about everything. But I wanted to niche down and be able to identify with just one particular audience or 2 audiences. So that's why I started doing parenting coach. Then I niched down even more by deciding to work on co-parenting. So that's what a niche is. That was one of the questions I got about 2 weeks ago. The next question is, what is an ideal client? I get this question so often, pretty much daily. Like, what do you mean by what's an ideal client? Because I always tell people, everybody is not your client. So you can't just market to everybody just to gain money. If you're only in business just to gain money, I would say it's not going to last. Because you actually got to have a passion for it. You actually got to know your purpose and know why God put you here and who he put you here to help. You can do stuff just to make money, but you won't be happy in it. And you won't make as much money as you desire. I can tell you that based on experience. So your ideal client is pretty much your dream client, the person you resonate with. They're pretty much a former you. So they're going through stuff now that you've already been through and overcome. And you actually have a solution for that ideal client. So if I'm doing parenting coaching and I'm coaching them on co-parent, of course I'm not going to try to pitch to just anybody. I'm not going to pitch to a widow that don't have nobody to co-parent with. That don't make sense. I'm not going to pitch to just women or men, but they don't have kids. No, they're not my audience. They're not my ideal client. So I work with like single moms, single fathers, married couples that need help with marrying their different parenting styles. Also, bonus parents, because a lot of times, like especially up in age, like me, I'm 33. Sometimes I'll meet a guy that already have a kid at this age. If we get married, we have to blend our family. So I will work with bonus parents because I teach them how to blend their family. So those are my ideal clients. If I say, I just only want to work in business with female entrepreneurs, the female entrepreneur is my ideal client. But I have to get even more specific. So, for example, you must know what your ideal client want. You must know their fears, what they desire, their pain, their failures, their objections. Because a lot of times when I'm dealing with, for example, parents, I know sometimes they have a doubt like how I'm going to be able to co-parent with this person. We've been trying for 5-10 years and it's been nothing but drama. How are you going to make that different? They will have that doubt. But I already know that because I've been there. I've been there before I started co-parenting. I've been that single mom like, I'll just do it by myself for the rest of my life and forget it. I've been that person. I've been the resentful person. So because I am a former ideal client, I know exactly how they're thinking and the thoughts that come across their head, their mind. For business clients, you need help with co-parenting, we can definitely have a conversation. For business clients, I know they fear investing because I've been that person. One of my biggest fears is paying thousands of dollars. Like last year, I paid about $3,000 for a coach and I didn't learn nothing. It didn't help me. I wasted my money. So of course I feared being able to invest again in another coach because I'm like, how do you know it's going to work? But that was my fault. I didn't do my research before signing up with this coach. It was somebody that was new on Facebook. I just listened to like 2 or 3 videos and I felt like she would have been a good fit, but I should have done more research. Gave it a little more time to gain that trust. But definitely know your ideal client in order to be able to have success in your business. Everybody is not your ideal client. Just like when I did that video 2 weeks ago about cold messaging, you don't have to ask for support. Your business should stand out and it should speak for your work should speak for itself. You should not have to ask, hey, you should not have to ask people to support you or pretty much beg for clients. You have to make sure you're doing your part to stand out to your ideal client because everybody is not your ideal client. You have to know, okay, my ideal client is like me, they're stressed out and they're frustrated. They're tired of trying to figure it out on their own. So they want help. So they desire to quit their 9-to-5 and be full-time in their business. That's why I'm here to help them get to that point. It's not going to happen overnight, of course, but I do work with my clients for a few weeks to get them those type of results where they do feel more confident and what they're doing, and they are able to co-parent, they are able to forgive, to learn to communicate, to learn to marry their different parenting styles. Hey coach, thanks for joining. So that's why it's important to have that ideal client. If you don't know how your ideal client is feeling, you don't know what their fears are, what they want, you have to do more research, because you should know those things about your ideal client. For example, I'll use an example of boutiques, because I do work with product-based businesses, and I do have some clients that have fashion boutiques, because I had one for 7 years. That was my very first business 10 years ago. So with boutiques, I used to sell plus size clothes. I have to know what my plus size clients want. I have to know, don't buy any tight fitting stuff, because they might be insecure about certain body areas. Am I going to pitch to curvy girls that have a small waist and different proportion body? Am I going to do the thick girls? Am I going to do the girls that are not proportioned? I had to know what my clients want. Do they want flowing, loose stuff so they can feel confident and comfortable in the clothes? I can't just buy anything because I like it. No, because that might not be what my clients want. And with plus size, it's pretty tricky, because a lot of girls have insecurities. Some are plus size and they're BBWs. It's a lot of different type of plus size women. So it's a big category. So I have to niche down and be like, okay, I only sell 1X to extra large to 3X. Those are the clients I wanted to cater to. Some of them were curvy, some of them weren't. So I had a variety of different things. Some like leggings. So I did offer leggings and different tops and dresses that are flowing or not tight form fitting. So you have to know what your ideal client want. You can't just give them what you want to give them, because otherwise you would not make any money. The third question is, what type of services can you offer as a new coach if you don't have any programs or packages? So me, when I started off, I didn't have any programs or packages the beginning of last year, but I had products. So I was a blogger already with my fashion blog. So I started blogging about different topics that people come to me about, different questions like I do now. Like people ask me questions, I'll blog about it. So I did have a blog to draw in customers. I did one-on-one coaching. So I charge an hourly rate, or did a coaching package. Did a coaching package. So they would purchase 4 sessions. At the time, my prices were like super ridiculously low. Because I was like, oh, I'm a new coach, I can't charge a lot. No. Now it's a whole different ball game. But I would charge them like $50 an hour for one-on-one coaching. So basically I would send them an intake form, and they would tell me what problems they're having, and we would tailor a customized session based on what they want to work on. So you can offer one-on-one coaching as a new coach until you know what your ideal client want, or until you niche down. But if you've already have your niche and you know what type of coach, say for instance, you're going to be a career coach, you know, people find out what issues people are having with identifying and finding what career field to go to, then you can create a package just based on that topic. But you could do one-on-one coaching as market research. So jump on calls with people, do your breakthrough or discovery calls, whatever you want to call it, your sales calls, to see what your audience want. That's how, like the other day I went through my old calls, because I record all my calls through freeconferencecall.com, and I was looking to see what major issues that my ideal client have, and they still have the same things: time management, work-life balance, what else? It was co-parenting, building content creation, different things like that. So I know that's what they still need. So I can still create other programs or packages based on those needs, based on what they're telling me during the call. So I just listen to the recorded calls to find out that information. But sales calls are also market research, especially in the beginning when you're not sure what you want to help them with, but you know what niche you want to have. Definitely do market research. Number 4 is, how do I come up? Someone asked me, well, a few people asked me, how do I come up with content, like to do my lives or ebooks or blog so easily? So I can actually give you steps on the process that I take to build content. For example, like I have a program called I Am My Brother's Keeper. I have a lot of brothers. So I have 6 brothers. That's including my bonus brothers. They all have kids. And I see the drama that they go through. I see that men don't have support. So I'm like, I am my brother's keeper. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do a program on that. I have another program called I Am My Sister's Keeper because I have one sister. We're twins. We're everything. Family is everything for me. So my siblings would be people that I use as market research. So I see the stuff, the drama that they were going through with their kid's mom and stuff. So I'm like, I am my brother's keeper. I want to help men and support them because I see the lack of support in the community for men or fathers particularly. But they work hard. They're like, nobody give me credit for anything. So what I did was write the topic, I am my brother's keeper. And I'm like, okay, so what do men need help with? So I wrote down different topics like, oh, they need help with support. So I wrote something on support. I have a page on statistics on fatherless child, and to help men understand it's important for you to be here. This is your role. I have a part where communication. They need help with being able to communicate with the other parent. Lack of community and support, and I'm giving them suggestions on what they can do to get that type of support that they need. I help them reestablish bond and connection for those fathers who are absentee fathers, where they haven't been consistent or they're from a distance. So I teach them how to still have that connection with their kids, even if they're not involved in the day-to-day life for whatever reason. And teach them also how to build a stronger bond with the kids. So I do give them homework. I teach them the importance of self-care because they need it too. Like the other day, for example, I asked, do you guys take a break or a day off in your business? All the men said no. All the men literally said no. A lot of the women did say yes, they take their self-care days, they take at least one day off. Every man that answered that question said no, and that really bothered me. And I was talking to them like, hey, you guys, it's important for you to take a day off. And they're like, I can't, I'm the provider. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about this month, because I did dedicate June to the men, where just having us women, educating them on not letting that burden be fully on the man. Like, make it a little easier for him so he won't work himself to death, because I see it all the time. Men work. Then they don't have time to be involved in their kids' life. Then they don't know their kids. Their kids start acting up because daddy's never around. Daddy missed every important event. That hurts kids, and kids remember that. They really remember that. And I want to help men not have that experience where their kid need a therapist when they get older, because they're like, daddy was there, but he wasn't. He wasn't there physically, mentally, emotionally. They don't have that type of connection. Like me, it was like that with my dad, but it was a little different for me because my dad was an alcoholic. So he was there. He lived 3 blocks away. I seen him every weekend or even more, a few days a week, but he don't remember my childhood. Yes, he would show up to different performances. I was in performing arts since I was in elementary. Dance, drill team, cheerleading, choir, marching band, jazz band. I played softball, ran track, everything. But he don't remember it. He was there, but he wasn't there. So that's another book I was working on. Daddy was there, but he wasn't. He wasn't there mentally. He was there physically, but not mentally, emotionally, because he was drunk. And that's why I don't drink. And I don't like the smell of beer, alcohol. It's like PTSD. It's a trigger for me. But I want men to understand the importance of being present, because it do affect kids. It affects me as an adult. I didn't realize until a few years ago when I really assessed I don't trust men, or I don't deal with men that drink. And then people used to be like, why you don't deal with guys that drink? I'm like, if they drink, I can't deal with them. I don't do clubs because I don't like to be around people that smell like alcohol. But I didn't realize it until years later that really affected me. When I see people acting funny or crazy when they're drinking alcohol, I stay away. Be like, nope, I'm not about to deal with it. I don't have the patience for it. It makes me sick to my stomach. So that's how I came up with that. I have a few next to my folder, but like 5 easy steps to changing your child behavior, my first ebook. I was just thinking, people always came to me about, my child is out of control, I don't know what to do with them, what do you suggest? I just started writing down tips, and it wound up being 5 tips. It was going to be a live video, but then it turned into an ebook because it was too much content. Just like my guide to co-parenting like a boss ebook. People want to know how to co-parent, but everybody couldn't afford my $3,000 co-parenting program. So I wrote an ebook on it as a guide. I have a ton of different programs and services that I just come up with an idea and write steps or things like that. Like all these tabs have a different program that I offer, but I only offer certain programs different times of the year. But all you think of is one idea, which is usually one of the problems that your ideal client have, and then you expand on it. People ask me questions, so that's how I come up with the lives. I might title it a little different, and then elaborate when I'm on the live. Just like the other day, people were like, what do you mean by entrepreneur etiquette? Because I asked, like, what topic do you guys want me to go live about? And they don't know that entrepreneur etiquette is like pretty much, it was talking about what you should and should not do, the do's and do nots of an entrepreneur. Because sometimes, like I'll elaborate a little more on that one, and I'll add that as one of the questions. What is entrepreneur etiquette? If you are a business owner or entrepreneur, do not ask the next business owner for a discount. That is so disrespectful and it's so rude. Don't seek out free help and like, oh, can I pick your brain about something? No, you can book a call, you can book a session, that type of stuff. That's inappropriate. I see a lot of entrepreneurs, especially being a business coach, where they would be like, oh, they'll book a sales call just to pick your brain, but they have no intentions on purchasing or signing up for your service. That's so disrespectful, because that could have been a slot for the next person that's actually willing to invest in themselves and invest in their business. Also, asking for discounts. Like, I cannot stand that. Like, when people ask the next business owner for discounts, you know you're not going to want us to ask you for a discount in your business just because you don't have your business off the ground yet. That's disrespectful. It's rude on every level, and that's a complete no. So that's what I mean by like entrepreneur etiquette. Don't be seeking free help or be in their inbox all the time. Or for example, recently I did notice this year, only with the business clients, that when people, that's why I started elaborating on what is a breakthrough call, because I get people like, what is a breakthrough call? I started being specific on what it is and who it's for the simple fact that I don't want my time wasted. So if you don't know for sure if you want to work with me, like a breakthrough call is, it's a call for serious people that want to work with you, but they don't know which services to pick. Like if they, like me, I have a lot of different programs and I have a lot of different services. So they get on a call with me to identify which program is the best fit for them. So they've already made up their mind that I'm interested in your services, I want to work with you, but I'm not sure how you can help me or what program is the best fit for me. That's what a breakthrough call is for. It's not for seeking free help or trying to sneak in a free session. That's not what it's for. It's basically an in-depth conversation about where you are in your life, or your business, and like what do you desire to be, in order for us to be able to identify which service is a short-term program or long-term program. Like, what do you need from me? And on that call, you would then decide if you want to move forward or not, or I would decide if I want to continue the conversation and actually work with you. So you give a simple yes or no. If you say yes, then you go forward with putting your deposit down on the call. So you ready, you're serious, you're ready to pay on the call. Not 2 weeks later, not 3 weeks later, not, oh, I got to think about it. No. So pretty much if you are, the things you should do before you get on a call, you should definitely think about what level of investment, like how much you can invest. Think about what else. If you have to ask someone else for permission, say for instance, because I've been in this case with co-parenting. If you haven't talked to the other parent about this, please do that conversation before you get on a call. Because you could say yes and then they say no, and then there's 30 minutes of my life wasted because you didn't clear it or communicate with that person beforehand. So you definitely have to do those things before getting on a call, because time is money, especially me. Like, I'm full-time in my business. I don't have time to waste playing games with people. I don't have time for people to be like, oh, invoice me and never pay the invoice. No, my livelihood is affected by this. So I'm not gonna, it's no hard feelings if you say no. So I'd rather you just say no than to lead or mislead. If you aren't ready to start right now, do not book a call. If you're not ready to invest, do not book a call. If you haven't spoken with your spouse or another person that have to make a decision with you, do not book a call. And if you're seeking free help, do not book a call. Time is definitely money. That's why I'm not trying to waste yours. I don't know. You're one of my mentees, so that's different. That's different because you're in the mentorship program. So that's totally different. And that's why I make it clear, going to have my ducks in a row prior to our call. Yeah, you don't have to be ready right now, but you're one of my mentees, so that's okay. But that's why I make it clear with people when I say like, oh, my investment level starts at, for parenting, my investment levels start at $7 up to $30 for products. That's like my ebook or my icebreaker card. So if you can't afford to do a one-on-one call with me, that's fine. I still have stuff that'll help you that should be in a lower price range. That's self-help. But you're not going to get close one-on-one action with me or like accountability, stuff like that at that level, because those are just products. For my services start at $997 up to $3,000. I don't like to do payment plans, but at that level, I do accept it for some clients. I know my parenting clients, they don't usually do payment plans. They're usually ready to save their family and they pay in full. Business clients is a whole nother ball game. It's a little different. But yeah, I let people know, make sure you're ready to invest before booking a sales call. It's a sales call. Not if I'm offering like my 15-minute free sessions, that's different, because I am helping you for free in 15 minutes. You send your questions. That's a little different because that's not a sales call at all. So that's totally different. But if someone is offering something for free, then it's okay. But if it's a sales call, make sure you're ready before you hop on the call. Make sure your mind is made up, all that. You've done your investigation, your research. You've asked the proper questions you need to ask beforehand. And that's pretty much it. Because I usually make it clear, you guys, I do not hide how much I charge for my services because I know my worth. I value my worth. I give enough free stuff, especially my blog, my YouTube channel, these Facebook Lives, free Q&A questions. That's giving you an opportunity to ask me questions. I give away so much free stuff. It's offensive when someone still seek out more free. And I'd be like, are you kidding me? As much free stuff I give away and free advice, help. You can easily go check out my website, which have my blog. It have the YouTube video attached along with more information. And it's pretty much my Facebook Lives on my blog. I do video blogging. So when it comes to stuff like that kind of bothered me. This year, it's been happening a lot more. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe I need to clear up what a sales call is. We just call it a breakthrough call because you do get a breakthrough on the call. The other question I had was how to build your brand. So I get this question a lot. I did a video about it, I think in March. It might have been April. But you are your brand. So when it comes to branding, some people make it about looking the part. They make it focus on fonts, colors, all that nonsense. That don't really have a big part of your brand. Yes, your brand, your page, you need to look nice, and yes, your website needs to look organized, but that's not the biggest part, because you are your brand. So your brand, think of it this way: what do you want people saying about you when you're not in the room? Because that's your brand, that's your reputation. That's what branding is about. What are people saying about you when you're not in the room? Are people even talking about you? Or people are like, oh, this person is ratchet. She got twerk videos on her page. She's always in the club partying. When is she ever being a mom? No, that would never be my brand. Like, I don't do the clubs and all that stuff. Like, you guys will never see stuff like that, because that's not me. My brand, I want to remain classy, reserved, conservative type of person. I'm not the one to be all out there, because as a parent coach, people judge you. They're like, oh, you're a parent coach, teach people how to be a good role model for their kids, but you out here with half top and a bikini in public, like, where are your morals and values? So you want people to talk about you in a positive way, like, oh, she's always helping people. That's what a lot of people tell me, like, you're always inspiring, you're motivating people, you always have good energy, you're always helping people, even if it's for free. But you want people to talk positive about you when you're not in the room. That's all a part of building your brand. It's not about the whole colors and font and stuff. That's part of it for your business, but people judge you for every little thing you do. So if you're posting pictures, wilding out on your social media and stuff, you have to keep it separate from your business if you don't want people to judge you on it. So definitely that's a part of your brand. But those are the 5 questions I had. Do you guys have any questions that you want me to answer? I can try to see if I have another question. Hey, thanks for joining. So I have the brand, the coach. One of the other questions I always get is how to build your email list. So I started with my ebook, the five easy steps to change your child behavior, was my freebie to start my email list before I had packages and services last year. So I wrote the ebook. It's about 16 pages. Yeah, it's about 16 pages. That was what I offered as a freebie. Usually when you're starting your email list, I use MailChimp. You offer something free. It might be a free consultation. It might be a free session. If they sign up and subscribe to your email list, it's whatever you think of. It can be a checklist. It can be steps. It can be tips. It can be a webinar. I know some people do webinars. But it's something you offer for free for people to subscribe to your list. So you get something, they get something type of thing. Especially when you're new, and it gets them to start filling out, like, what do you do? How do you serve people? It have to be something of value. It can't just be no crap put together. It have to be something of value in order for them to want to actually subscribe to your list. I know when I did my ebook, it was free for 2 weeks. So I got about 75 subscribers those 2 weeks, and then I put it on my website. So there's a PDF to sell for $7. So my freebie actually became a product, my first product. So definitely, if you're looking to build your email list, look at what you have or what you can create to be able to get the interest of people that want to actually subscribe to your list. What else? Let me see, what other questions? I'm trying to eliminate doing parent questions, because the next Q&A is going to be parent questions, and I'm going to be doing live Q&A every other Saturday. to elaborate on this, how to build packages and programs. So pretty much just get a topic and elaborate on that topic and break the topic into steps. I have a niche with a book coming, but prior to releasing it while it's being typed. You know, with you having a book, you can offer as a freebie. I know some book coaches and authors, I know a few of my book coaches have done it. You can offer a free chapter of your book. So you can give them exclusive on your book. Say, okay, I'm going to offer you guys one chapter if you subscribe to my email list, but you have to leave a review on the book at the launch date. I know people that do that because a lot of people I do work around in the coaching field are authors, and they do that, and it's to get the buzz out about their book before they release it. So you do it a little closer to the time you're going to release and have a release date, and just let people know, because you have a free chapter in my book. Once the book released, then you can definitely leave a review to help you with book sales or whatever, or give feedback just in case you want to see if people like it before you release it, if you need to make any changes. So you can definitely use that. You can blog about it just to get the hype up about the book. And I'm trying to see one of the other questions I have. One of the other questions was, how do you market your business? Marketing your business, you have to be clear on who your ideal client is first. So you can't be like, oh, I'm just going to market to whoever have the money to pay for it. I hear this all the time where people be like, when I ask them, like, what is your niche? Who is your ideal client? They be like, whoever can pay. That's not the attitude to have, because you won't make any money if you're not talking to anybody specific. So when you're marketing your business, like, you go where the ideal client hang out. So for example, I knew the reason why I printed out my ebook is I asked questions in my groups or other groups where my ideal client hang out, like single moms groups, stuff like that. Do you guys like paperback, hardcover, or ebooks? They like physical books. So I print it for them and send it to them. Because they don't like ebooks. They don't have time to be carrying around their iPad all the time. They could throw the book in their purse or whatever and mark all in it, write in it and stuff like that, highlight. So I knew not to release too many ebooks that can't be printed. So I give them the option to either print the book, or I can they can download the PDF. Also, if your ideal client is not really a social media person, you market your services offline. So you do live events, things like that. If people want to see you in person. I know some people don't like to do a lot online. That's the tricky thing about, especially if you're a life coach and you don't have a product-based business. A lot of people are not online. A lot of people don't have time to be on social media searching for someone to help them or looking for self-help. Some of these people are busy. Like my clients, I know they have problems with time management. They're not going to be searching social media or being on social media a lot trying to find services. They might have time to go to a coffee shop if there's an event there, a quick meet and greet. I network and drive and live. I drive Lyft maybe 3 days a week for networking purposes. So my passengers always ask me, do you do this full time? I'm like, no, this is what I do. And I tell them about my business. And they be like, oh my gosh, I need your help. I give them a card. I've gotten radio interviews. I've gotten guest blog deals by doing that. I know a lot of coaches drive Lyft and Uber as a networking thing. I've got invited to other networking events. I get in the car with big business owners and they're like, hey, we need to network. I met a chef. He's like, oh, I have a restaurant here. You can use my restaurant if you want to host the event there. You can do a pop-up shop. I talked to him about my sister being a celebrity chef, and he's like, oh yeah, you can do like a brunch or something. We just started networking on a ride. So you got to be creative and you got to know where your ideal client hang. I know mines are busy. They travel a lot. So I do the airport. So I drive the airport queue a lot. I get to meet them and they're like, oh my gosh, this is guy, like he brought me to you. But you have to be creative. You have to know where to hang out. I go hang out and do work at coffee shops, and people be like, hey, can I ask you a question? What is it that you do? They walk to me because I know my busy moms, stay-at-home moms, they love their coffee, especially like Starbucks. Sometimes I hang out in Dunkin' Donut. I do different coffee houses, and I'll bring my MacBook and my notebook and sit there and write or work or blog just to get out the house. I work from home, so it's like I want to get out the house, have a new scenery. Sometimes I'm at a restaurant. I'll simply wear like this shirt that says 24-hour, 24/7 like a boss. Like I'll wear shirts that say parent coach. People walk up to me at Walmart and stuff. I know my single moms are always at Walmart. They want to bargain. They're like, what is a parent coach? And then I talk to them. But I'm not afraid to talk to people. So it's easy for me. And a lot of people always just walk up to me and tell me their life story. So I'm used to it. And I'm 6'1". I'm tall. I stand out no matter what. So I can't hide. So they'll either ask me how tall I am. That's the icebreaker. And then they'll be like, what do you do? And oh my gosh, your nails are so long. I have long nails. People always come to me and ask me about my nails. Or their kids are staring at my nails. And they're like, oh my gosh, mom, look at her long nails. I'll start talking to the parents. But you have to be creative with how you market your business. You can do it in person. You can do it online. Don't run any ads if you don't know your ideal client. Me, I know my ideal client is between 25 and 34 because I check my insight on my social media. I know they're usually on social media 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 3, 6, and 9 p.m. because I check my insights. So you have to know when to post to market. If you want to post something that you are promoting right now, a promotional post, look at your insights. It'll tell you the best times to post it for your ideal client because it tell you where they're at. I know my ideal client on my social media is mainly in California, here in Las Vegas, Atlanta, and New York. So I have to think when I go live, am I going live too late for my East Coast people? Am I going live too early for my West Coast people? Maybe they're still at work. So I have to get a comfortable time in between. I usually go live between 5 and 7, where it's not too late, not too early for both audience because I have like a split audience. I know that my ideal client are mainly females. I looked at my insight. It used to be like almost 50-50. It was like 57, 40 something. Like it was almost equal, but now it's more women than it is men. It's like 60 something % women now. But you have to check your insight to know if or where people are. So when you want to run an ad, look at your insight. It'll tell you what states to do your ad in because those are the people that mainly follow you, and it'll tell you what age group. It'll tell you what countries, because I have different countries. Like I've been getting international clients recently. But you have to pay attention to those things before you start marketing your business because it would definitely help you save money, heartache, and time. Do you guys have any more questions for me before I go? If you do, just drop it in a comment and I will address it. And I'll wait like a few more seconds to give you guys time to type out your question. And I already have my 5 questions that I'm going to answer next time. Because not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, it would be parenting questions. So we're going to talk about forgiveness, communication, time management, work-life balance, resentment, like how to get over certain things. So that's going to be the topics next, in 2 weeks. But if you guys have any questions that you think about during the week, just go ahead and message me some questions. I'm just going to start seeing how this go. And if you are ready to set up a breakthrough call, the link is in the descriptions. So you can definitely book a call. I am opening up my schedule for next week. I have a few more spots, I think Tuesday, and I do have some spots open on Wednesday, but definitely if you are ready, keyword ready, to invest in yourself, you can go ahead and book a sales call, and we'll see which one of my programs or services is a best fit for you. Right now, I'm focusing more on one-on-one coaching. It's 4 sessions for $9.97, and it's basically customized sessions. So it will be tailored to the stuff you want to work on specifically, whether it be parenting or whether it be business. I've been doing a lot of business clients lately. I don't know, you guys are serious about investing. It's the summer. You guys are trying to level up, I guess. Your kids are out of school. You got more time to focus on your business, I guess. But definitely reach out to me. A lot of people have been taking advantage of the 15-minute call. So if you don't have money to invest, but you still want to ask a few questions, you can book the 15-minute free session, but you do have to message me or email me your questions ahead of time. So make sure you send me your questions ahead of time before the scheduled session, so that I will have what I need to be able to assist you and make that 15 minutes beneficial. So my expertise for parenting is co-parenting, blending families, breaking cycles, generational curse questions, behavioral issues with your child or you, time management, work-life balance. For business, ideal client, content creation, products, services, and identifying your niche. So if you have questions on the line of those things, systems, I'll add that as systems. Definitely book your 15-minute call. If you're ready to invest and you're tired of making excuses, you know me, I'm team no excuse. So if you're ready to invest, I do have payment plans if you need it. Only if you need it. But with the $9.97, you do have to put $197 deposit. So you have to be ready to pay that deposit on the call in order for us to start. So make sure y'all hearing me loud and clear. You're ready to invest in a program. You want to do your customized sessions, or you can do business coaching with me. I have 3 different packages, but I will discuss that on a call with you to see which one is the best fit for you. Some of them you do have to know your ideal client, and those that investment is between $9.97 and $19.97 for the 3 business coaching packages. One is 8 weeks, 6 weeks, or 4 weeks. It all depends on if you know your ideal client or not. The 4 weeks I know is for content creation, building your packages, services, and programs. I know a lot of people get stuck when they finally figure out their niche and they finally figure out who their ideal client is, but they're like, now what? I don't want to do one-on-ones forever because it's hard to be able to leave your job doing one-on-ones. So definitely make sure you are clear, because I will ask questions like, who is your ideal client? I'm going to test you. I know we want to save money, but I always ask that question because it will be very difficult to build products and services when you don't know what your ideal client wants. So that's why I make it clear that you must know your ideal client in order to sign up for my content creation package. So definitely reach out to me. My link is in the hey Tamara. My link is in the description to book either the 15-minute call or your 30-minute breakthrough call. Remember, the 30-minute breakthrough call is a sales call, so you have to be ready to invest before booking that call. And I will send you, if you book the call, I will send you an intake form to make sure before that call is locked in. But if you don't have any more questions, I am going to go enjoy the rest of my Saturday. My son made it very clear that tomorrow is lazy day and I cannot work, so I got to get as much work done today before Sunday, because we're going to go to church and it's our lazy day. So I'm sitting here journaling in my prayer journal. Some of you guys know what my prayer journal is, what it's about. My affirmations, gratitude, prayer, scriptures, and the journaling section. So I finally did my journaling for today. It was started a little late. And my daily revenue book, my to-do lists, my follow-up lists, my calls, my live topics, and my notes. This is how I stay productive, you guys. I'm a visual person and it got to be in front of me in case I forget. It's a reminder. You have to watch the replay? Okay. That's fine. But you already know what's up. You're already a client. Thanks. But I'll let you guys get back to your day. I don't want it to be too long like last week, and it'll take people forever to catch the replay. Yeah, the other one is my daily revenue, because I have to write out my to-do list every night. Yeah, so daily revenue. The first tab is my to-do list. So I write down no more than 3, because I know me. I can't give myself too much, otherwise nothing will be done. So my to-do list at night, I write down 3 things that I want to do, and I highlight them after I finish them, and I circle it to make sure I know I finished it. Like today, it was journal and edit my ebook and build content. Those are the 3 things I have to focus on. So I can highlight journal, but the only thing I have to do now is edit the ebook. So my next tab is my follow-up list. So people that have inquired or booked calls, haven't made a decision or haven't paid their invoice yet, they're on the follow-up list. So I'll write the date, today's date, and say, okay, this is how many people I'm going to follow up with, or check my inbox, because my inbox is always going off. So I have to write them down, because I'm not going to remember everybody who reached out and said, hey coach, I'm interested in your service, can you give me more information? So I have to write up if it was a parenting client, what they commented on, what program did they say they wanted. Oh, my signal is low. Okay, now it's available. But I have to write down what they say, what services they say they wanted, what they inquire about, in order for me to keep up with who I'm talking to, who I'm engaging with on social media. So I write them in my follow-up list, and then I write down who booked the call and what questions they had. So I have a section for like the 15-minute call. I have some for the breakthrough call. Then I have a section for my live topics. So I have about 15 live topics written in my live topic area, and that's where I will like make a topic, elaborate on it, and I highlight it if I already done that live topic. So to keep up, because you guys be sending me a lot of questions and different topics y'all want me to go live about. So I have to make sure I highlight it and I elaborate on my free time or my content creation days, which is on Thursdays. So today is like a writing day. Usually I focus on writing in my finishing my book on Fridays. So Wednesday and Friday are my writing days. Then I just have my notes, and that's pretty much when I'm on a call with you guys, I'm writing notes or I'm typing them up. But that's the only way I stay organized. Y'all know I'm low-key like OCD. I get anxiety when stuff is not organized, so I have to have everything sectioned off and categorized, and I'm always using my label maker. That's why I have my folder with all my programs and all my services and ebooks and workbooks all organized in one place. Then I have my journals, and then I have even folders from my coach, because I have a business strategist. So all of her programs and services I have in a big folder. So I have tabs on which ones I need to go over and look at. But I have to have everything in order, and because with my anxiety, visual clutter is a trigger. So everything have to be in its place. It have to be organized in order for me to function. Otherwise, I cannot create. I will have a mental block. I won't be able to hear from God if I'm frustrated and things are out of order. I have to protect my energy. You guys know that. You started a binder. Mine's is 1.5 inch. I had to upgrade the binder because it was so much. And then now I have a binder with all my programs. If I print out everything, like this is just some of the programs I offered this year, like my Superwoman Syndrome and let me see, my I Am My Sister's Keeper, my co-parenting contract, the anti-bullying workshop, the breaking the cycle, limiting beliefs, my personality profile test, and that don't even include like the business programs. These are just the parenting services. But yeah, I have to have everything in order for me to function. Because if I see stuff all out of order, it's like, oh my gosh, I get an instant headache and I cannot function. So things have to be quiet. I have my salt lamp. I have my candle. One of my clients gave me for the wind just blew it out, but she gave me a candle for my birthday. So like when I'm live, I burn my candle. I have my salt lamp on deck. So this is my big salt lamp. I sleep with that because this is my desk that's in my room. I have another desk in my office area. I have about 3 different desks, so that's why I have a million tripods all over the house. Here goes another mini tripod on my desk, and I'm using a tripod, and I have my MacBook in front of me with notes. But everything has to be in its place and organized in order for me to function, and that's how I'm clearly able to freely create. So if you want, I'm thinking of giving away a journal because I bought like 4 more. They have it in pink. They have it. Girl, I got this from Dollar Tree, $1.99. No, 99-cent only store. Or Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. It's $1.99. This is like my 3rd one because my son keep breaking them. But yeah, I set it on my desk, or I take it with me when I'm out to eat, and I have my Bluetooth remote. I don't even know where my remote is. It's probably on my other desk. But I have the Bluetooth remote, and I literally would be out to eat. And that's how y'all be seeing the pictures of me eating or my food, or I'm journaling and writing with my computer, and people be wondering like, who's taking the pictures for you? I use my mini tripod and put it on the table and do the face forward camera. So yeah, they definitely have those little things. I always keep this because I can throw this little one in my purse, and it bends. It can wrap on stuff. Like, take it with me to the park. You can hold it as like a selfie stick type of thing. But then I have a big one that go up to like 6 feet. So if I want to do like my fashion business, I bought the big one. I used to do my own photo shoots. I'll go to the park and have the clothes for my website. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'll have the clothes for my website with my Bluetooth remote, and I'll be my own photographer. Sometimes you got to work it out. If you can't invest in a photographer, you got to do it on your own. iPhone cameras are amazing. And I have my iPad tripod. I have 2 of them. For my iPad, I have the big 12.9 size iPad. Well, I have 3 different sizes. I have the 10, the 12, and the mini, the 8-inch. But definitely be creative. You could be your own photographer for the low with a great, amazing camera. But yeah, I always have options and a backup. It's one of my, it's one of my things where I always make sure, like, I even write stuff in a notebook, but I'll type it up. So once I fill up a notebook, because I do have a storage bin full of notebooks. So once I'm finished and fill up a whole notebook, even though I haven't used that content yet, because that's my content creation notebook and folders, even though I haven't used it yet, I'll type all those notes into my phone or my MacBook or iPad. They're all synced together in my Apple Watch. But in notes, I have a category that says life coaching material. So that category right now have over 300 items in it. Then I have one for my book notes. Then I have one for fashion notes. And then I have one for my other business. So I have to have everything organized. So if I'm looking for something, a topic that I want to go live about, I'll just type in a keyword. It brings up that topic, and I can look at it while I'm on live and have those notes there on my computer. Or I can easily send those notes. I can easily make a PDF, print them out, and put them in another folder, and have a folder of all live topics, so I can repurpose. Because there's topics I talked about last year. My audience only had like maybe 1,000 followers. Now I'm at almost 5,000. I repurpose that stuff. I'm the repurposing queen. Be like, oh, I didn't have no followers when I first talked about that topic, so let me repurpose it and use that same video from my YouTube channel and repurpose it too, or re-record the video and blog about it. But it still holds the same value, but I just didn't have a larger audience at the time. So now that I've grown my audience, I will go back and repurpose a lot of content. Even my posts on social media I'll put different graphics and use the same thing. Yeah, it do work. It works wonders. Because a lot of people didn't know me, and then at that time I wasn't doing business coaching, but because I work with moms, they can relate to my parenting clients. So that's why both of those are my niche, parenting and business, and why I work with female entrepreneurs, because most of my moms that I work with and parenting are also entrepreneurs. So I help them with both. You repurpose a lot. Yeah, I just started doing it this year because I'm like, when I had my anniversary in my business, the beginning of the year, I was just looking back when I see all these flashbacks and memories come up on my timeline. And I looked when I switched from one blog platform to my website and added my blog to my website. I'm like, this stuff is still important. Let me share this again. Or I'll take inserts from my blog and just make content off of it. So if I had something that had 5 tips, then I'll do individual posts with each of those tips instead of posting all 5 at one time. I break it down. It stretches out your content that you can use on social media, and it's still valuable information. Because I didn't have a lot of followers on my blog, but I do now on my social media, and it's now on my website, so it's definitely still relevant. But do you guys have any other questions? I'll give y'all some seconds. But I have about 18 more questions that were sent to me this week, and like within the last 2 weeks. Just remember, next Q&A is all parenting. So if you're struggling or having difficulties with parenting, co-parenting, anything associated with parenting, I know a lot of parents, it's a hard topic to talk about because sometimes we don't want to admit we're not okay. I get people asking me like, what do you do when you absolutely hate your kid? Like, those are serious questions, but it's real. Sometimes I dislike my son sometimes, so I can relate. When he's hangry, it's the Sour Patch Kid, and then right after he eat, he's like, Mom, you're the best mom ever, I love you. But I'm like, I just hated you a few minutes ago because you were acting a fool because you was hungry or you was sleepy. But definitely it's a hard topic, and it's hard to admit. Yes, it definitely is. But I get those questions in my inbox where people be like, I literally hate my kid right now. You're building to repurpose? Yeah, you can repurpose a lot of stuff. Like in the field that you're in. No, I didn't call you. See, he's busting in my room because he want attention. That means I'm on the live too long. You tell him you don't like him. Sometimes we have to vent. We have to have an outlet too. That's why I tell parents, self-care is a must. You cannot be with your kid 24/7 and still have a great sanity. Because when I homeschooled him and I didn't have no days off with him, and I was literally a single parent running 2 businesses, working full-time, going to grad school online, homeschooling him, and I work from home. I didn't have any days off from him. I didn't have any break. His dad lived in another state. I literally sent him to his dad for 30 days to Florida, from Vegas to Florida, and I flew him on the plane by himself because I was like, I need a break. So it's time for you to take him, and you're going to have to homeschool him for the month that he's with you, and I will get him back next year. Because I was literally ready to explode. I'm like, this kid is driving me crazy. I can't concentrate on school. I can't concentrate on work or my business and get anything done because he's in my face. And my son don't know boundaries. He don't know, like, you're violating my personal space. You're too close. He like to cuddle, be all up under you. And I'm like, no, babe, you gotta go. Like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. Move. I need my space. So he had to learn that too. Because now he do it to his dad. I'm like, see, he smothers you. But he just loved to be in your presence. But he want movie night and everything is about him. He's the only child, so he has the only child syndrome. So y'all can ask me questions about that because I definitely can relate. How to get your kid to be grateful, not be selfish. I dealt with that. Because my kid is very privileged and he would quickly say, I never get to do anything. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You have more than any of my friends. You've traveled more countries than any of my friends. You have a passport and most of my friends don't have one. So yeah, sometimes I have to check him and be like, you need to humble yourself. So yesterday he was complaining, and I was like, you're so ungrateful. And I have to go to the Bible. So that's when I go to my prayer journal. And under my scriptures section, the boys to the max. Oh, man. So I have sections of, this is how I keep my sanity. So this section is for faith. I have every scripture I looked up in the Bible on faith. This one is on fear. This is how it keeps me motivated. This one is on strength. But I have a section on parenting, the power of the tongue. So I told him, don't speak negative because negative will come to you. So we'll go to the power of the tongue scriptures. The parenting one, I tell him, like, children, obey your parents in Ephesians 6:1. Like, I would bust some scriptures on him about parenting and how they must honor their father or their mom. How children are a heritage. They're basically a blessing from God in our wombs. How we supposed to pass things on and educate our kids on the Bible. So he's always like, Mom, why are you always talking about God? Because when he's frustrated or something, I'd be like, you better go to Jesus. You better pray about it. Or if he wants something, I'd be like, save money, pray, and believe God will give it to you and you'll get it. So I'll like teach him faith, because that's our job, to teach them that. Teach them how to follow instructions, because it talks about that in the Bible with kids as well. And they should be taught the Lord by the parents, and how we need to, how the generational curse go. There's stuff about generational curse, things like that. But I also have one about about forgiveness, just different topics. So whenever I have a feeling or frustrated, worry, I have a section on worrying, anger. I go to my prayer journal for everything. And this is something that I had to make to get me closer to God, because sometimes I need Jesus too, especially being a full-time entrepreneur. And when I get people that either waste my time or just always seeking free help, sometimes I'd be like, oh my gosh, I quit. Like, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to deal with these type of people in my business. And like, when I'm ready to quit my business, I remember God's promise and that this is my purpose and he put me here for a reason. Those are just not my ideal clients. So I'm the blocking queen, block and delete, because I have to protect my energy. But I definitely have to go to my prayer journal a few times a day, because it's hard being a full-time entrepreneur, not knowing when your next client is going to come from. Everything, my whole livelihood is in my client's hands. But I just have to have strong faith in God that this is what he wanted me to do. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. So I lost a lot of followers, especially Instagram, when I started putting God in my business and speaking out loud about God and how he's blessed me and my faith. I lost a lot of followers, like over 100 within the last 2 weeks since I left my job. And I'm like, that's fine, because those are not my ideal clients. Because my ideal clients are religious people. They believe in a higher power. Plus, I incorporate that in some of my programs. Our week of self-care and meditating, and how do you get close to the Lord? Like, without having him in your business, it's like there wouldn't be one, because he gave us our purpose. So we all were born with a purpose. It just take people longer than others to figure it out. But I figured it out in my 30s. I stopped fighting it. I've been knowing my purpose since I was in elementary. People always came to me. And my mom always used to ask me in school, why do you always attract damaged people? Like, all my friends were all in like bad, broken households or the system. They were all in like foster care. And literally like 95% of my friends were like that. And my mom, I used to convince her to take them in. And it was so crazy, because even my son, Dad, he was one of those who didn't have his parents in his life. And my mom took him in high school. And I was like, Mom, my best friend needs somewhere to stay. I'll share my room with him. We were childhood best friends. I've known him since I was 15. I remind myself that losing followers aren't my ideal client. Yeah. I don't Like, I get people on Instagram always like, you should have more followers, your content is really good. I'm not paying people to follow me. I want authentic people. I want to grow my social media authentically. I'm not going to pay nobody to come follow me. I don't care about the numbers. That's not important to me. All I care about is impacting the people that I'm supposed to impact and inspiring the people I'm supposed to inspire and working with the people that God sent my way and connect me with, because there's a reason why he connect me with them. And lately it's been amazing. The people that he's been connecting me with and that I've had conversations with, it's been so amazing. You get those too. They email me, especially on my fashion page. They're like, you should have more followers. Like I said, all I do is do a fashion inspiration of the day. I'm not selling anything. What am I trying to get followers for? I have my clients that I've been dealing with for years in my fashion, where I'm building content. I do content creation for other businesses in fashion, and I'm like, I have those clients for years. They've been with me for more than 2 years. I'm not trying to sell anything. I don't have no more of me to go around to add in more new clients in the fashion side, but I'm like, I'll continue blogging and that's it. I'm not selling any clothes. I closed my boutique last year, which I'm thinking of opening again because I miss it. I just dust off like 2 of my sewing machines, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should start doing the fashion stuff again. My mom was like, I think you should, like, you really like doing it. But at the time, I didn't know my ideal client, so it wasn't as busy as it was when I first began having a business. So it's like, now I learned from those mistakes and those failures, where I can have a successful business now if I relaunch, because I know where I went wrong. And that's why I'm helping other people now, because I've been there. I've had failed businesses. I had where it was selling out every week to crickets. So that's why I try to eliminate other people going through the same thing. That's why with business coaching, I deal with product-based businesses and coaches. So I have that background in that industry. I have connections with manufacturers, stuff like that. I'm a licensed certified pattern maker. I can make patterns. I'm a certified seamstress. I've been sewing since I was 13 years old. I have 4 sewing machines. I don't have any of my sewing stuff near me, but I have a ton of stuff. I made wedding dresses, prom dresses, casual clothes. Me being 6'1", there's no tall girl shops after the economy crashed years ago. I had to make my slacks for work, so I want my slacks to be on the ground dragging just like everybody else, and I wanted my slacks with pockets, so I made my own, because I worked in corporate America a lot, and I always had to wear heels and like business attire, so I made my own. Plus I want long skirts, dresses. I love flowing maxi dresses and flowing skirts, so it was something I learned to do because of my height. I've been this height since high school, since I was 18. My senior year of high school is when I got to 6'1", and after that it stopped. Thank God. But I do what I gotta do. I have a lot of talents, and not every talent you have to monetize, but I do it because it's a passion. It was a passion project, but then it turned into lucrative business. So I'm like, oh, but I just didn't have the time to really keep going to downtown LA, driving 3-4 hours, or flying out there for inventory every week or 2 weeks. But I definitely have the time now. So I can go out there and talk to my distributors, be like, hey, I need 6 of these made. They tell me what time to come back. But I literally go to the showrooms, and I have a lot of them. Some of them ask me, like, you sure you don't want to model for us? Because I've done modeling before, but I'm like, no, I don't want to be a plus size model right now. I don't have time, but now I have time, so I've been like, oh, what should I do next? But I love dealing with my clients overall. So I could definitely make people feel good, look good, and grow their business and make money in the process. But it's something I've always had a niche for, is just helping people every way possible. Yeah, I love fashion. I get people that reach out to me about different opportunities. starting my fashion line. I've been invited to 2 fashion shows to present a fashion line. It don't take long to do a fashion line. I actually have a vision board for the fashion ideas that I have. I have a whole storage bin full of fabric. I just haven't made it. I made the patterns. I just have to go pick out the fabric. Either go downtown LA to the fashion district and do the fabric shopping there, or go to Joann's here in Nevada. Nevada don't really have those fashion stores. Yeah, see, I wanted to learn how to do jewelry, but me and these nails and little stuff, I have a whole big thing full of accessories, because I do accessorize my clothes. So like sew on different stuff, because I used to do wedding dresses. So people want you to hand sew rhinestones and all this different stuff on their dress, and I have a lot of different things because me and my sister used to bling out hats. So I have a whole thing full of beads and all these different accessories to go on clothes that can be sewn into clothes. I could do handbags, whatever. But I could be very creative. I thought about making some totes, and then when my clients purchase a package, I could put their ebook or their workbook or something in the tote, send it to them, and put my label on it. I thought about doing that and let something be customized for them, and it's a special gift for them being a client. But I'm like, do I want to do that? It's easy. It only take, like for me, I could make a whole wedding dress in like 30 minutes. That's a way to help people as well. Not everyone know how to dress. Yeah, that's true. I did an event this year with the district assemblywoman where I accessorized. We accessorize single moms for Valentine's. So I had donations. But I think soon I'll be doing the back to school thing. So I want to help kids. So I'm going to be I want to give away at least 50 backpacks with supplies for kids in need. Because I know parents, as a single parent, I know sometimes when you got multiple kids, you can't afford these long lists of supplies that these schools be sending you because they don't pay for nothing anymore because they don't have a budget for it. But like here in Vegas, you got to buy printer paper for your kid for them to print out workbooks and worksheets and stuff like that. So they make you come with everything. Like, oh, you need 2 big things of printer paper. You need dry erase board markers. I'm like, y'all can't even provide the markers for the teachers to write on the board. If every student buy markers, like y'all should have more than enough for a couple of years. But a lot of students don't bring it. Hey, thank you for joining. A lot of students don't bring it. So me, I'm one of those coupon moms, and I find all the deals. So I buy years worth of supplies at a time. So I'll go buy a whole case or 2 or 3. Like when Walmart have the case of notebooks for 10 cents per notebook, I'll buy the whole case and a couple of them, and I'll just go drop them off at the school for those kids who couldn't afford supplies. If they need more Clorox wipes, I'll go buy 3 or 4 packs instead of bringing the one that they suggest you bring. But the teachers always let me. Like Office Depot every year do their 1 cent sale. So every week they have about 10 items for 1 cent. And you can buy up to, I think, 5 each day. So every day I would go or send people to the store to go buy all these things for 1 cent. Like the packs of pencils. It'll be a 10 pack of pencils for 1 cent. I'll just send different people to stores to go buy that stuff, and then we just donate it. I usually donate it to other people's business to give it out, but this year I think I want to be involved in giving it out myself, and just reach out to people on social media to see who need help with school supplies, because I know it's not cheap, but I usually get it really cheap because I'm one of those extreme couponers, and I don't like to pay full price for nothing. So I'm linked with the coupon community, so I'll tell them, like, whenever you see something on sale, clearance or something, let me know, because then I'm going to go get a lot of them. Like right now, 99 Cent Only store are selling backpacks for $1.99. So of course I will go start picking up backpacks, like 5 a week or whatever, or 10 until I get to my 50. But they have it for cheap, and I definitely want to be able to help my community. That's my village. That's my brand. My brand is always giving back, and I love my village. It takes a village to raise a child, and people always need help. So that's definitely going to be something I want to do. I'm going to get on it now because school will be here before you know it. Out here, school started in August. In California, they start in September. So I want to probably split it up half and half. Do half for California and half for here, because I grew up in Compton. I grew up in the hood in California, and I know the needs of my people. And people reach out to me like, are you going to donate to my foundation? I'm like, this year I want to do it myself. I probably still donate. It depends on how much stuff I have, because I can get a lot of stuff. Do you use cashback apps? No, I don't have the patience for those apps. I used to use one of them, but I don't have the patience for them because then I'll forget. I don't like to carry receipts. I just go find a bargain, use some coupons. Like, they always have a lot of the big coupons. So for pens and stuff like that, I use coupons on those 1 cent sale days. But I know Office Depot do it every year for like a whole month. Every week they have scissors, crayons, pencils, notebooks, dividers. They have these 3-ring like hole punchers. They have these staplers. I always have a ton of these. And highlighters, stuff like that. So I always get a lot. Like, I still have a lot from leftover from last year. But you can never have too much. You always need notebooks. So when I go to school, I volunteer at my son's school, so I'm part of the organization committee. So I know when kids don't have supplies, so I'll just go home and bring some with me just to make sure they have stuff to work with. Yeah, and Staples. I forgot about Staples. They have that here too. And actually Staples is like right across the street from me. I can walk over there. It's less than half of a block. But yeah, even if you guys see stuff and you know what store it's at, Walmart, Target, if they start having stuff on sale, just let me know. I go every day just to check. Sometimes I check the papers, but sometimes they don't have that type of stuff on papers. But I know they do the backpacks at the 99-cent only store. They have solid color backpacks. They have characters for the little kids. But I do want to make sure, especially the teenagers and high school kids, they really need their supplies. They need to be able to have a successful year worrying about one less thing. And then parents need their help. So younger kids, they just need like crayons, stuff like that. They don't need too much, pencils. But the high school kids need a lot more, because I know I do see a need with the high school kids more so than the younger kids. But younger kids, they just like pretty backpacks, even though they don't have nothing in it. But we want to make sure our bigger kids have a successful year. Do you guys have any questions? Even though I said I didn't want this to be over an hour, but it already is. Facebook don't let us see the time anymore, but I know it's over an hour because I went live at 5. And it's 6:23, so this one's longer than Tuesday video. But if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to go relax and get this ebook edited so I can reprint it. The I Am My Brother's Keeper. Even though the men have been silent, I've been asking the men for 2-3 weeks, what do you guys need help or support in? I am willing to do my I Am My Brother's Keeper, which is $1,000 program. I was going to give it to you guys free for 1 week and do a 5-day workshop with you in my private Facebook group so that you guys can have support. But the men are silent. They're not saying anything, and this month was dedicated to them. But I might try to switch it up, and I'm going to ask a question on my social media with women giving the men advice. Since they're not telling me what they need, I'm going to have us give them some advice, and I'll be able to share it on social media and have everybody drop in a link like, what advice do you guys give men to have a better relationship, bonding with their kids, based on like the experience you've had with the guys. So we're gonna flip it around, but definitely keep an eye out for that. I probably post it tomorrow on my lazy day. I'll be scrolling through social media, so even though I'm working, but I'm not working. so I'll have time to engage tomorrow. But definitely thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Any questions, inbox me. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have for you guys today. And I hope to see you guys on the next live on Tuesday. Not sure which topic I'm going to talk about. I have like 50 topics. It might be do it scared. That's what's on my heart, because I feel a lot of people are experiencing fear right now, and fear is holding them back from their purpose. So I might do it scared, because a few people did ask about that this week. So we would do it scared on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, you guys.